Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rosano, and this is another episode of the world famous, the University Love, the best podcast in 1, 2, 3 galaxies. But, ladies and gentlemen, you and I, we just call this show Online Marketing Moves, and we are coming to you live today. Today is Monday, June the 12th, 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, today is a very special day, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody say happy birthday to my nephew, my little baby. Is 21 years old today, my little nephew. I tell you what, when you see it's only 2, 3 people in my life that I've seen that I'm going to see, Lord willing, of course, grow from a baby to, teenagers to adults. My 2 nephews and my daughter. Okay? So first one, my other nephew, he will be 6 this year. So he has a ways to go, thank goodness. But it's awesome watching him grow up too. My first nephew, my oldest nephew, 21. I remember he was born 2002. He was born around 2 something. And I remember I went to the hospital that day, saw my nephew, and we've been rocking and rolling ever since. And it's been a pleasure, and it really is a joy to watch children like grow up, because it's a blessing. It's whenever I talk to my nephew, he texted me today. He said, hey, I'm not a baby anymore, and I said, well, you're always my baby, so yeah, pump your brakes, but. To see the growth. I got a picture of him when he was probably 6 months, maybe 7 months, 7 months old, I believe. I got a picture of me and him, and I looked at it yesterday, and it almost brought tears to my eyes. So, whenever you have, it doesn't matter, any type of relationship, and it's special to you, You always hang on to it, because we all know sometimes relationships, no matter how close you might be at some point, a lot of times they go away. It's not something you did, it's not something they did. It sort of happens, you know what I'm saying? But the ones that you can really hang on to those, water those, invest in those relationships, and just watch them grow, And today, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you about something. I know we haven't done an episode in a few days. I tell you what, Thursday night, I was driving the truck. I was headed from Wisconsin to Minnesota. I came from Minnesota. I was headed to Illinois. I was about 40 miles, 50 miles maybe from my destination, and my truck just broke down, and I was stuck in some little town for like the last 4 days, and it was okay, but it was hard to record, because you had to get out, you couldn't be in the truck, had to sit in some kind of lounge and wait. They kept telling me it was going to be, we're going to get it ready. It was a lot of nonsense, a lot of waiting around, but it's all right. It's all good. But today I want to talk to you about something that's very important, ladies and gentlemen. I want to talk to you about don't live in the past, don't live in the future. Live in the right now. And I say that because you ever sometimes if there's something that you want to do, the best time to do it is right now. Don't think about what you could have done in the past. Don't think about what you're going to do in the future. Think about it right there, Whenever I do the podcast, whenever I record episodes, I'm very into it. I'm right there. I'm in the present. I turn the I turn the phone on airplane mode, or if I'm at home, I have no distractions. And it's just me, it's you, it's the conversation. And I enjoy it very much. And I got to thinking, the more that you are present, have you ever been to a concert and you look around and you just are doing the concert, or you're watching the concert and you see people taking selfies, taking videos, and you go, why are they taking a video? And they go to say, I want this video because down the road I'm going to look at it. And we all know 90% of the time, you're never going to watch them videos again. You're never going to see the video again. Enjoy the moment right there. Take one picture and put your phone away. That's what I do. When I went to the baseball game with my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law, my nephew, it was being in the moment with them, because I don't get to see them often and I love spending time with them. But being in the moment with them was more important than having the phone out. Being in the moment with them was more important than taking a picture of the baseball game, I looked at my phone once just to see if my wife put the baby to bed, but that's all I got, But just being in the moment with them is special. And when I was visiting my parents and my daughter, we was there, and I took a few pictures of my daughter, and then I said, you know what? Me and her, we're just going to be in this moment, and it's something that we do less and less of because of the phones, the computers, the way you can contact people. But sometimes if you just sit or you just watch, or sometimes if you get in the situation like I was this weekend, where I didn't have great phone service. I didn't have the ability to do a whole lot. So I just sort of sat around and I was in the moment. I would walk to the store. I would walk to the gas station. I walked to the hotel. I did a lot of walking, a lot of thinking, a lot of in the moment. And it sucked because I was broke down, but at the same time, it was not that bad. It was nice to be just in the moment, to be present, and not thinking about, I can't wait to get out of here, So I told my mom, I said, she was like, I know you ready to go. I said, well, I ain't gonna rush it no more, I said, ain't no sense in me trying to rush. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, I said, but right now, I said, I'm okay. So I'm happy. I'm happy to be in the moment. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy that I didn't, crash or anything crazy like that, So I'm just happy. I'm happy to be here. I'm in the moment. And when it comes to a lot of different things, when it comes to writing, when it comes to anything that you want to do, and when it comes to work, when you're at work, be at work. Don't think about, oh man, I should have took that chicken out. When you're commuting, sometimes just enjoy the car ride. You'll be amazed. You'll be amazed at what you think, the thoughts that you have sometimes when you just stop and you just are in the present moment. It's a very common thing. It's nice because you look around and you're like, oh man, this is nice. You're not thinking about the phone. You're not thinking about who you can call. You're not thinking about talking. You're just observing. You're just looking around, and you're in the space. You're in the time continuum space. You're just enjoying the moment, and the more we do that, the better off you will be. And if there's anything that you want to do, be there in that moment and just let things flow. Just let things flow, and you'll see a lot of different results, good results. You ever just started writing? You do like a mind dump. You just start writing the thoughts that you have at that moment. You just say, I'm gonna write these thoughts. And you just start writing. And you just start writing. Sometimes you can write a page. Sometimes you can write 2 pages, 3 pages. It just depends. You should try that sometime. Just be in the moment. Be present. And so, ladies and gentlemen, be in the moment. Be present. Don't think about the future. Don't think about the past. Think about the right then and right now. You go to a concert, basketball game, baseball games, don't matter. Try not to take too many pictures. Don't be one of them annoying people. You go on vacation, relax, have fun, have a good time, but don't get caught up in, I need to take these pictures for this and that, because let's all be honest. A lot of times we take 50 pictures on vacation. You might look at it once. You might send them to people, but after that, you're not going to look at them again. Okay? But ladies and gentlemen, that is it. We definitely will be back tomorrow with the all-new episode of Online Marketing Moves. I know we haven't been around a lot in the last few weeks, but ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get this rocking and rolling. I appreciate you. I appreciate your patience. We will be back tomorrow with the all-new episode of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, my name is Tony D. Rizzano. God bless you. And as always, everybody, peace. Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rizzano, and this is a bonus episode of the world famous, the University Love, the best podcast of 1, 2, 3 galaxies. Ladies and gentlemen, you and I, we just call this show Online Marketing Moves, and we are coming to you live today. We are in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Ladies and gentlemen, it is almost May. It is almost springtime. Well, it is springtime, and it is cold out here. Ladies and gentlemen, this will be my last trip to Green Bay, Wisconsin. Well, unless my wife has the urge. Well, unless my wife has the urge to go to Green Bay, Wisconsin, I would never drive in the truck again. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to talk about faith. We're going to talk about using the word can't. Ladies and gentlemen, when you use the word can't, you are harming yourself. When you say I can't swim, then you probably will never swim. If you say, I don't know how to swim yet, or I don't know how to swim, I gotta learn, then you're okay. But when you say, I can't, whenever you think to yourself, I can't. If you say, I can't start a YouTube channel, why not? Well, stop it. Okay? Everybody can start a YouTube channel. Everybody can do what everybody can do. Now, obviously, some things, think about it. Some things you might not be able to do. If you're 5'2", the chances of you going to the NBA are slim to none, okay? But there's always a chance that you could, Now, and of course, we all know why most of us can't go into the NBA, because a lot of us, we don't practice as much. We don't take it very seriously. Sometimes a lot of times the word can't is just an excuse for I don't want to. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people don't want to. There's so many things that you can do, especially if you live in a place, if you live in a place like America, Australia, England, where you have all the resources, you have all the tools, you have libraries, you have all these places you can go, and you don't want to figure out what you can do for yourself, then that's just a you problem. It's not a can't. You can do what you want to do. You can do what you need to do. It's like when I know we talked about this the other day. It's like when people I live in America, I'm a black man in America, and people try to say, because I'm black, I can't, I'm oppressed, I'm this, I'm that. No. People in the 1800s, they were oppressed. People that were slaves, they were oppressed. I am not oppressed. I am an American citizen with the will to do whatever, anything that I want to do. We all know there's racists, of course. Don't get me wrong, but to say that somebody is slowing you down, that is ridiculous. That's where faith comes in, because I know that There's only one. There's only one. There's only one being that's in charge of my life, and that's the Lord Jesus Christ. Okay. Um, I pray to God every day. I pray to God to give me strength and to give me clarity and to give me wisdom and guidance. And I go with that. I don't really go with, you know, I can't do this and I can't do that because of this, because of that. Sometimes there's things that I want to do and I go, I just don't want to do them. And that's that. And at the end of the day, when you get older, when we all get older, and our time is running low, sometimes we don't even know our time is running short. But if you sit there and you reflect and you think, what you done, what you could have done, this is why you don't want to use the word can't, because you want to turn over every stone that you possibly can. You want to try everything. If there's something that you want to do, if you want to go rock climbing, go rock climbing. Don't use the word I can't go rock climbing. Hey, if you weigh 350 pounds and your knees hurt, you say, well, right now my knees hurt, but what are you gonna do to alleviate this problem so you can go rock climbing if you want to go? There's can't is a word that none of us should ever use. And one thing I would tell my child is, the word can't is not in the vocabulary. The word can't will not be in your vocabulary. I can't do this, I can't do that. There's no such thing. You can. If there's a will, there's a way, and you can figure it out. And that's for all of us. I can't be this, I can't be that. I can't direct the movie. Why not? You can direct the movie. Get your camera. Get your camera, record. Come on. There's so many things that you can do that you don't realize that you can do it. And it's amazing what you can do if you just put yourself in the position to start doing it. If you use your brain power, if you say, hey, how can I do this? How can I do that? And you can figure it all out, and that's where faith comes in. With faith, we talked about belief the other day. Belief is you have to believe, and at the same time, the faith part is just doing something and going, I know it's going to work out. I don't care if you're religious or not. I don't care what if you are religious. I don't care what God you choose to pray to. It's nothing to do with me, because at the end of the day, we are all beings on this earth. We are all people on this earth trying to make it. And you might be from a different part of the world. You might grew up in a different place. So when it comes to, I don't understand people when I don't understand people when it comes to religion. I don't understand people who, if you are a Catholic, I remember one time I was walking, I was at the truck stop, and this guy, he said, hey man, he wanted me to read some kind of book. And he said, what religion? I said, well, lately, because I had been going to Catholic church. I live by a Catholic church, and I had been going for like 5 months. I had been going 6 months. And I've been to a lot of different churches, but I've been going to the Catholic church for like 6 months. And I said, well, lately I've been going to the Catholic church. And he said, Catholic? And I said, hey man, religion is religion. You know what I mean? I said, what's the problem? I said, I believe in God, you believe in God. That's it. That's all I know. I can't, I don't know the right, the wrong. I'm not here to tell if you're Jewish and you believe in that, if you believe in that faith, I can't tell you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that. And no, that's not my job. I have faith. I believe in the Lord. I believe in God. I believe in the Lord. And that's it. And that's my faith. And that's what I go with. And for people that don't believe, there's still a faith that you can have. If you think about it, as we talked about this before, faith in yourself is doing something every day. Faith is, you say, hey, I'm gonna, let's say you write. You write every day. And every day you write. And every day you write for 5 years, 6 years. And every day you write. And every day you think to yourself, I'm turning this in, today could be the day. I'm turning this in, today could be the day. And let's say you wrote a book, and your book gets rejected over and over and over and over again. You go back, you do some rewriting, you do some re-editing, you do whatever you think. Or sometimes you don't even change it. You send it to 100 people. And then you say, I'm going to send it to the 101st publisher. And you send it to that 101st publisher, and they go, boom, I love it. Let's print this book out. And the book goes on to have a success. You know what I mean? That is faith. That is believing. That is never giving up. That is faith. It's something to having just faith. Like, I know that this is for me. There's something powerful about that. There's something strong about that. And with me, I just know things are gonna work out. Like, I don't even try to understand anymore, because I'm just gonna give you my thoughts and my beliefs, and I'm not passing them. I'm not trying to pass them on to you, but I can't speak for everybody else. But this is how I feel, and I thought about this ever since I joined the Navy. I remember when I first joined the Navy, and I was nervous. And I thought, man, what did I get myself into, And I was on the plane, and we flew to Chicago. And I remember, and I said, I don't have any money, so I can't go back. I can't go home. You know what I mean? I said, hey, man, do they got another bus? Do they got a bus? I think I can get a bus home, because I knew the Greyhound, and then something, I said, you know what? I said, it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. And then, of course, at the time I didn't go to church a lot then, but I still believed in God then. And I said, well, God, we going to make this happen. We going to make this happen. It's going to work out. It's going to work out. And everything worked out. And ever since then, no matter where I've gone, no matter what place I lived in, every now and then, I just look up in the sky and I say, and this is just the truth, I say, God, I don't know where we're going. I don't know where we're headed, but I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? And I normally call him homeboy back then anyway. I said, homeboy, I'm with you. So whatever we doing, let's do it. And that was always the basis of my life. I said, God, I don't know where we going, where we headed, but let's do it, and it worked out okay. It's worked out fine, and up until I got married, I still sort of went by that. I went to church more. I started going to church more, but once I started really getting really into faith and really into believing and really reading the Bible and really praying, once or twice a day, I realized that things have opened up more and more, Now, it's just me personally. As we talked about this before. I'm going to start a podcast about religion, but today is not the day. Today is just me and you talking about it. This is just about having faith when it comes to anything anything in life, but especially when it comes to trying to start a business. Because faith for me is thinking another thing that opened my eyes when it comes to starting a business and having faith is, you think about it for a while, and you think about it, and you working somewhere, and it's fine, it's good. But for me, I didn't graduate college, so I knew that I'm never gonna. I knew that I'm never gonna become CEO of Coke. Not because I can't, not because of hard work, but because the perception of somebody without a college degree in the corporate world, they sort of look down upon that. You know what I mean? I ain't saying you can't. Of course you could, but for the most part, most companies, they look down on you if you didn't go to college. My sister-in-law, she just graduated from college. I was like, oh, that's awesome, So it'll probably be even more promotions for her down the road. You know what I'm saying? So that's how a lot of companies look at people, and they're like, oh, you went to college, you didn't graduate. Oh, okay. Well, we can, you might go to middle management, but because I remember, and I'll give you an example. Had a cousin. He worked a job. He moved up. He became a manager at a job, and then he lost his job. And I remember, I said, what kind of jobs are you filling out for? He said, I'm filling out for management. He said, I've been a manager. And I'm like, yeah, but, you didn't graduate from college, so they might make you start all over again. And a lot of times that's what happens. Yeah, you can move up. You can move up at any job, and you can become a manager at any job because they see you. They know the hard work you put in. But a lot of times, companies, they go, oh, you was a manager over there? Yeah, we never saw that. You didn't graduate from college? Well, no, you can't be a manager over here. And they want to start you at the bottom because that's just the way that these corporations work. And, is it fair? It's not really my call. But for me, I don't want to go back to college. It's just, I don't want to. And so I want to create something for myself, and I want to create a business for myself, and I want to be able to make the kind of money that I want to make, and I want to be able to do the things that I want to do. And I don't want to be, stuck. I don't want to feel like I'm stuck. And so for me, that's what started the whole, hey, let's start a podcast. Hey, let's start this. Let's start that. Let's try this. Let's try that, And for the last 3 years, it's been going okay, It's been a struggle at times. It hasn't always been rosy. It hasn't always been the best, but I have faith that sooner than later, and sooner I mean within the next year or two, especially by next year, that I will be exactly where I want to be. But for right now, I have faith in myself, and I have faith in the higher power that I am where I'm supposed to be. You know what I mean? And so for me, that is faith. I already know that I can do it. It's like I have the belief. I've always had a belief that I can do anything. That I will be able to do anything. And now I match the belief with the faith, and I pray every day, and I say, hey, show me some signs, hey, let me know, hey, hey, and Now, one thing I will say that I always laugh at: God is not an ATM machine. I don't ask God to say, hey, yo, God, spit out that $1 million, man. I need that $1 million right now. God is not an ATM machine. So, you can ask for $1 billion. You might not get it. But if you pray, if you have faith, and you doing the things that you need to do, things will work out. You know, it might not work. It might not be as fast as you want them to be. That's one thing that a lot of people don't understand. Sometimes things happen for a reason. Sometimes they don't happen. Sometimes you don't need that. You know, I remember thinking to myself, you know, what would I would have done if I was 21 and I came into like, you know, millions of dollars, and I thought, man, it probably would have been a disaster. You know what I mean? So it's a reason why I didn't have $1 million when I was 21. You know what I mean? So sometimes for some of us, you know, things happen for a reason. You know, I remember. I'll give you another example, and then we'll get out of here. I'll give you another example of faith. You know, I was in the first 6 months of the doing the podcast, and you know the numbers were very slow, and the numbers were going very slow, very slow. There was 1, 2, you know, it's getting a few here, a few there, you know. Then one day, I remember I was trying to get I just wanted to get 1,000 downloads. So, you know, if I get to 1,000 downloads, I'm gonna keep it going, you know. And I remember I was at like, maybe I was at like 700, you know, something like that. And I remember one day I hit the refresh button. I checked the podcast, and it said 1K. And I said, man, what? And then it said, you know, on this day I had like 200 something downloads, you know. And I thought, wow, whoa. And I said, you know, and I was starting to get kind of, you know, man, it sucks, and man, I'm doing this, but man, you know. But I said, you know what? You know, I was talking, doing my praying, and you know, I was like, you know, God, I know I'm not making any money from the podcast, but if we could, you know, at least get up to 1,000, then I could keep it going. And boom, here we are. You know, it was a sign. It wasn't the next day, but it was in like a week. You know, and it made me very excited. You know, I remember I called my wife. I said, hey, I got 1,000 downloads. Hey, we got something. And, you know, it just made me keep going and keep striving. And I said, you know what? We're gonna keep it going. And sometimes in life there are peaks and valleys. I know this, you know this. And there's times where you're like, you just want everything to go your way all the time. We all do that. It's human nature. If I had it my way, I would work 30 minutes a day, make $2 billion a year, and you know, just travel the world 360. I would, because of my wife, I would travel the world 180 days out the year, maybe. You know, and the other 6 months I would love to just stay at home. But you know, I know that's not reality. You know, I'm going to get it to where I travel quite a bit with my wife and my baby, but we're not there yet. But I have the faith that this is going to happen. You know what I mean? I know, you know, because every day I ask, I don't tell God anything, but every day I ask God for clarity, I ask God for guidance, and I ask God to give me wisdom to keep striving and to keep thriving in this life that I'm living, you know. And the most important thing that I want to do, forget about being business. The most important thing, no matter what, like I said before, no matter what you believe in, the most important thing that we all can do, and for anybody to improve themselves, is just to be an overall better human. Now we all can do better we can all be better at communicating with people. We can all do better at telling each other that we love them. We can all do better with, you know, the relationships in life, the relationships with strangers. You know, even if you don't know somebody and you see them, you know, don't judge, don't laugh at people in their situations. You know, it's you know, sometimes life gets hard. You know, life life can be a bully. You know what I mean? And we all know this. And for some, they let it get them. They let life keep them down. But for others, especially people that listen to this show, you swing back at life and you'll be okay. And so, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, that is it. I hope you enjoyed this bonus episode of Online Marketing Moves. Go back, listen to all the shows. We got plenty of other Sunday motivating shows and that you can listen to, and we might bring that back into the fold. I've been trying to record just Monday through Friday, but you know, sometimes things happen. But ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, eventually we're gonna have a tight schedule, and we're gonna have a time that we drop and everything like that. But ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, that is it. We'll be back tomorrow with the all new episode of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, my name is Tony Rizzano. God bless, and as always, everybody, peace.